Ay naaga, maupay na aga. Kung saan lang po tayong bahagi ng Pilipinas, magandang umaga po sa inyo. Thank you very much for committing your Sunday morning to be with us. Nakaka-inspire naman kasi usually, di ba, pag free day natin, pag Sunday, gusto natin na matulog, maghilata, di ba, mag-relax. But you have decided to be here investing doon sa tinatawag kanina ni Ms. Ian na investment for yourself. So, hindi naman lahat ng forms of investment ay pera, di ba? Minsan, yung mga investment sa pag-aaral, sa exposure, sa additional learning ay mahalaga din, katumbas din ng pera. Papakinabangan din natin in the future. So thank you for the opportunity to be with you this Sunday morning, the 9th day of February 2025. As shared by Ms. Ian a while ago, we will be talking about cooperatives. Sige, i-show ko lang muna yung presentation. Lang ha. Kamusta naman po kayo? Kamusta naman ang pasok ng 2025 sa inyo? Ayan, positive naman yung pasok ng year sa atin. That's good to hear. Medyo busy lang po, di ba? Napaka-busy ng start ng taon. Parang ang 2025 ay yung January napakahaba na napansin niyo po. And we are happy na we have survived January. And here we are sa buwan ng Pebrero. Ayan. So I hope you are seeing my presentation now. Nakikita na po? Ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon ay wealth building through cooperatives. I know most of you are already familiar with different forms of investments kasi mga participants din siguro kayo sa mga iba't ibang learning sessions, kagaya ng Enrich at mga iba-ibang organizations na nabibigay din ng mga information, financial literacy, at I'm sure na exposed na kayo sa iba't ibang uri ng investments. But this time, ang pag-uusapan po natin naman ay cooperatives. Isa din siyang forms of investment na matatawag natin makatulong din sa ating wealth building. Not only for us, but hopefully for our families as well at home. Yan. Bago po tayo magsimula, gusto ko lang din magbigay ng very short survey. ABC lang pala. So, hindi ko alam kung paano natin ito gagawin. Pero, paano ba? Ang question kasi, are you familiar with cooperatives in the Philippines?
Yes.
Ayan. Yes. I am a member. Letter B, I am familiar but not yet a member. Or letter C, I have heard about it but no idea how it works. Sige, taas na lang siguro ng kamay. Sino yung letter A?
Taas ang kamay. Remember the cooperative. Okay. Meron tayong nilan-nilan lang.
Kanilan-nilan. Okay. How about letter B?
Letter B. Okay.
Mas magkami ba ang letter B?
Yes. Okay, letter C.
Yes. Letter C.
Wala akong alam. Wala akong alam dyan.
O, di letter C.
Letter C.
Mas maraming letter C. Tama po ba?
Mas maraming letter B po.
Okay. Narinig na natin, pero hindi pa tayo member. Ayan. So, kung narinig na po natin, so this session can help us understand better. Kung tayo naman ay kasalukuyang members na, this is a review and also an update. Kasi baka meron din mga naging members na nung dati-dati pa na hindi na rin na-update ng kanilang membership or any info about co-ops. Okay, thank you po. The second question is, when you hear about co-ops, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Letter A, loans or utangan. Letter B, the consumer store, letter C, small organizations in the countryside, or letter D, investment option. So, letter A, kung narinig ko yung co-op at yung unang pumapasok sa isip natin ay utangan, sino po ba yun?
Ako rin eh.
Oh, honest po sila. May mga 5 kamal na tumaas.
Okay, how about letter B?
Consumer store also.
Konti lang din po.
Konti lang. Sige, letter C.
Small organization.
Marami.
Marami. Okay, sige. And letter D, investment option.
Marami din.
Marami din. Okay, so letter C and letter D tayo. Most of us, yung ating concept about co-ops are small organizations in the countryside. Maybe there are still lots of cooperatives that are small, but our co-ops that we will be presenting in a short while are already large and billionaire cooperatives. So the co-ops in the Philippines have already elevated many times over. Lumaki na sila. Siguro dati nagsimula sila na maliit, pero ngayon, through the years, they have grown and expanded. Kaya we are also confident to share these co-ops with you. And also, they are one of the investment options for you to consider. Diba? Ano ba yung mga benefits naman if we become a member of a co-op? Thank you so much for your participation sa ating survey. So this morning, our objective is to understand what a co-op is, and after understanding, we hope to gain an appreciation ng konsepto ng co-ops, ang kanyang principles, practices, at kung paano ito nakakatulong sa ating goal bilang mga overseas Filipino workers. Secondly, is we'll be sharing with you the basic wealth building program of co-ops and why we believe that being a member does not only build your personal wealth, but also build the wealth of the community where you belong back in the Philippines. And finally, we will also present and share with you kung sino ba ito mga co-ops na pwede tayo maging members pagbalik po natin sa Pilipinas. Or yung mga family members din po natin ay pwedeng maging members din. Yan. So, first, I will be presenting briefly about our organization, NATCO. NATCO is a federation of cooperatives in the Philippines, organized in 1977, and we are a member of different local and international organizations of cooperatives. Ayan. All over the Philippines, we are reaching out to 7 million plus individual members. And our offices in mga cooperatives natin across the country, they have more than 1,000 offices. Ayan. And they can be found in almost all provinces of the country. Ayan. So, kahit saan man po tayo bahagi ng Pilipinas, kahit po sa Colo, Sulu, meron din po tayo mga co-ops doon. Ayan. And this presentation will also share with you about diaspora, the program, and investments for local economic development, and why we consider investing in the co-op is also a way for you to develop the local economy. So our vision for the program, ang visioning natin is for us, global Filipinos. We say global Filipinos because later on, you will reintegrate. Babalik din tayo sa Pilipinas. But we are carrying with us the expertise, the exposure, the learning that we have gained through the years sa ating overseas work. So kahit bumalik na tayo, we are still considering ourselves as global Filipinos. Ano na nag-iba na yung perspective natin, lumawak na. Na-expose na tayo sa mga iba't ibang pananaw, mga best practices, dyan sa Hong Kong for example, o kung sa iba't ibang bansa man tayo nagtrabaho. So, dala-dala natin yon. Hindi lang naman remittance yung ating makontribute sa ating bansa, kundi yung ating karunungan, yung ating experiences na hindi natin makukuha kung hindi tayo nag-abroad. Kaya mahalaga din yan. And for us, global Filipinos, to become active leaders in the co-op, and also entrepreneurs, kung gusto natin maging entrepreneur, so that together we can contribute holistically to the local economy towards nation building. Ayan, kasi marami din pong mga nagsasabi, di ba, na tumataas na yung ating GDP, maganda yung kalagayan ng ekonomiya, pero marami din nagsasabi, bakit hindi natin nararamdaman? Bakit hindi nakikita doon sa pinaka-grassroots community, yung tinatawag na development? Kaya napakahalaga yung local economy ay ma-develop din. Hindi lang yung mga key cities like Manila, Cebu, Davao. Dapat sana yung ating development ay mas inclusive na nag-trickle down doon sa pinakamaliit na mga communities sa Pilipinas na kung saan tayo din ay nanggaling. So our visioning is that we are contributors to nation building as evident from the remittances that we give to our country. So kahit naman sa anong panahon, the remittances of the overseas Filipinos have kept the economy afloat, especially during the pandemic. Diba? Talagang tayo yung nagdadala niyan. At the same time, sabi nga natin, hindi lang tayo financial contributors, but we are social, emotional contributors to the growth of our country. Kasi later on, yung ating mga expertise, pwede rin natin magamit yan pagbalik natin sa Pilipinas. We are united even though we are coming from different provinces. Although we have different political leanings or opinions, we believe that we can still be united. Diba? Hindi naman nakasalalay sa ating mga loyalty kung saan man tayong political affiliations ang ating pagiging united as a Filipino. We are respected and we are empowered. We have the power to take control of our financial lives. So that later on, ang tinatawag ng DMW, Sustainable Reintegration. Ayan. So, ito po yung ating mga partners na mga cooperatives. Every year, we are celebrating the International Day of Family Remittances every June 16. So, we also encourage yung mga groups dyan pag gusto nyo na mag-organize ng mga events na related to OFW families. You can also join the global celebration of the International Day of Family Remittances. So, NATCO's program for overseas Filipinos started in 2016. So, we visited 2 countries first, Malaysia and South Korea, and we have introduced them to the concepts of cooperatives. Kasi in the past, sabi nga natin kanina, parang hindi pa tayo aware na meron palang mga co-op sa Pilipinas. Usually, we invest in, we invest in condo units, you invest in real properties, or magnenegosyo, mga forms of investments. Stock market siguro, or nagde-deposit tayo sa bangko, or kung saan man. Pero parang hindi pa tayo familiar doon sa co-op. So, ito yung way natin to link our overseas Filipinos to the cooperatives in the Philippines. Ayan. And later on, if you have heard about the ALSE OF Life program that is also present in Hong Kong. So, nag-expand tayo to more cities and countries in Asia. Ayan, noong 2019 pala, pumunta rin tayo ng Hong Kong. So, we have conducted cooperative orientation sa Polo office and one of the offices ng isang local credit union in Hong Kong. So, we hope in the future we can also visit you there kasi iba rin naman pag in-person na events. So, ito yung mga activities natin in different parts of the world. And last year, in June, we have also signed a memorandum of understanding with the Department of Migrant Workers for us to actively and more deliberately introduce cooperatives to our OFWs sa iba't ibang bahagi ng mundo. Ayan. So, may mga activities na tayo na naka-line up para dyan. Currently, ito po yung data natin ng mga co-op members, overseas Filipinos, hindi pa masyadong madami. Kasi minsan yung mga data gathering natin, may challenge pa tayo dyan. Pero marami-rami na rin yung mga OFs natin na members ng co-op. At yung mga family members nila. Mas marami po yung family members kasi mas madali silang ma-reach out kasi nandito sila. Ayan. Pero yung mga deposits po, At malaki-laki na rin yung na-generate nila na deposits in the form of share capital, time deposit, at iba pang mga savings products. So nakapag-save na po yung ating mga OF ng 470 millions. Yung mga family members po ay 2.2 billions na, total of 2.6. So talagang nakakaipon din na tinatawag natin slow but deliberate process of saving and investing. Kasi hindi lang naman po ito isang taon lang. Parang through the years, we have continued to save and invest, and that money grows over time. Yung kanyang interest ay nag-grow din. So, lumalaki without you knowing it. So, pagbalik mo dito sa Pilipinas, meron ka ng pwedeng magamit for your entrepreneurial goals, or kung gusto mo lang talagang i-prepare yung sarili mo for emergency, or to keep you to let you live a comfortable, decent life when you retire. Ayan. So, ito yung mga activities natin with our partner co-ops. And our goal is to also build the financial resilience of our OFs and families through cooperatives. Lagi natin sinasama yung families kasi they are really influential in building our wealth. Sabi nga natin, yung wealth building is a team effort. Mas effective, mas mabilis, mas sustainable pag hindi lang ikaw yung gumagawa or naningkamot to build your wealth. Dapat every member of the family should be involved. Kaya pag sinasabi natin financial resilience, di ba pag sinasabing resilience, yung ating ability to bounce back after a setback. Paano ba tayo makarecover agad, di ba? Kung meron tayong capacity to recover after a challenging situation or a financial crisis, paano pa natin ma-build yun? So, meron tayo dito 6 na, characteristics or mga signs for us to be able to build our financial resilience. And I'm sure na-discuss na rin ito sa mga dati nating affiliate sessions. So just for review, una is to have diversified income streams. Ideally, sana hindi lang dependent on paid employment. Dapat may mga side hustles or meron tayong mga konting negosyo din na inuumpisahan sa Pilipinas or other forms of income na pumapasok din na hindi lang isa. Pangalawa, building emergency fund. Especially at this time, talagang necessary na yung emergency fund. And if you have attended yung mga previous ninyo na affiliate sessions, so your emergency fund is equivalent of 10 months of your monthly expenses or more. Depende rin kung sino yung nagbibigay. Basta itong emergency fund will ensure that we can continue living our lives na hindi masyadong affected until such time na makahanap tayo ng trabaho or makapagpatayo uli ng bagong negosyo. So, if we have not built our emergency fund yet, so this is our sign to start building one. So again, if your, for example, if your monthly expenses is 20,000 pesos a month, that means 20 times 10. Ano ba yan? 200,000 ba? Ayan. So, dapat meron tayong 200,000 minimum na emergency fund that we can use during emergency situations. And also is to limit our debt or to use our debt more productively. Yung bumabalik sa atin na hindi lang yung mga debt natin ay ginagamit for daily provisions. Ayan. Third is practicing thrift and savings. Yan naman ay parang natutunan din naman natin na magtipid, di ba? At maging bahagi na yan ng ating mga decision-making process. Pag-isipan muna kung dapat ba talaga bibilhin yung isang bagay, kung yan ba ay nakakadagdag ng ating halaga bilang tao, di ba? Kasi yung halaga naman natin ay buong-buo na kahit meron man tayong bagong gamit or wala. Investment for the future, syempre ito yung ating preparation for our retirement. Kasi sabi nga nila, it will happen sooner than you think. Dati, 20 years old lang tayo. Ngayon, we are already on our mid-years, midlife na. Importante yung investing for the future. And also, developing social capital. Isa din sa mga pamamaraan na maging resilient tayo kung meron tayong network or community na nagsusupport din sa ating mga goals. So, being a member of the co-op is also one of the ways for us to develop our social capital. Ayan. So how can remittances be channeled to support local economic development? Kasi pag napansin niyo po, yung mga iba't ibang forms of investments, pagmamay-ari sila ng mga mayayaman ng korporasyon or tao sa Pilipinas. Diba? Pag ang nagmamay-ari, mga bilyonaryo na, syempre, ang kanilang goal is maximization of profit, minimization of cost. So the more na kumikita sila, mas gusto pa nilang kumita pa. Diba? Yan naman ang reality ng mga negosyante. Kaya yung tinatawag na inclusive development or yung pag-unlad na talagang nararamdaman sa local community para mabagal. Kasi syempre, hindi naman nag-invest ang mga mayayaman sa community na hindi sila kikita. Kaya diba, sa mga municipalities, makikita natin na yung mga maliliit na mga municipality walang bangko kasi hindi profitable sa kanila na magtayo doon. Kaya marami pa rin sa mga Filipinos ngayon ay tinatawag na unbanked or hindi nagiging bahagi ng isang financial system. Kaya paano ba ang mga remittances natin makatulong din sa local economy na hindi lang napupunta sa mga mayayamang kapitalista? Yan, pag-usapan natin yan in a short while. But here we are seeing that the mission of the cooperative is to improve the quality of life of the people. Kahit saan man yung co-ops, iba't iba man yung pagsulat ng mission, ang kanyang ultimate talaga na mission ay pabutihin yung kalidad ng buhay ng mga tao. Kasi pag sinabing kalidad ng buhay, hindi lang naman siya nakafocus lang sa financial. Diba? Meron din sa social, sa emotional, intellectual, spiritual even. So, ito yung parang, goals ng mga co-ops natin na sana yung mga magiging members, hindi lang yung financial wellness nila yung magiging result ng kanilang membership. Sana, matulungan din ibang aspects or bahagi ng kanilang buhay. Ayan, sige. Pag-usapan muna natin ng mabilis ang history ng cooperatives kasi syempre mahalaga na malaman natin kung saan nanggaling ba? Ano ba yung pinagmulan ng mga co-ops sa Pilipinas? Yung konsepto po ng co-ops ay nagsimula noong Industrial Revolution in Europe back in the 1800s. Kung naalala po natin yung ating history, di ba, ng Industrial Revolution, ito yung panahon kung saan na-invent yung mga machines, yung steam engine, at iba't iba pang mga development na nangyayari noong panahon ng 1800s. So dito na may mga malalaking makinarya. So yung mga workers sa Europe, especially doon sa weaving sector, sila yung naapektuhan kasi pinalitan na sila ng mga machines. Kumbaga tawag dyan yung bultuhan na yung pag-produce ng mga damit, mga clothing, ano man, diba? Hindi lang naman sa damit or sa iba't ibang mga bagay. So sila yung talagang badly hit ng Industrial Revolution. So yung mga weavers, they face miserable working conditions and low wages. Kasi parang binarak na sila. Parang hindi na sila relevant, di ba? Na kung pwede namang gawin ng machine, bakit pa tayo mag-hire? Di ba? So yun yung naging challenge ng mga weavers ng Industrial Revolution. At dahil doon, yung mga group of weavers, ang tawag sa kanila ay Rochdale Pioneers, nagsama-sama sila at nag-isip sila kung paano ba natin ma-protect din ang ating mga sarili. Paano ba tayo magtulong-tulong para ma-overcome itong challenges ng Industrial Revolution. Kasi nung panahon na yon, napakamahal ng mga bilihin, tapos binirat pa yung kanilang sweldo, they worked longer hours without overtime pay. Talagang they were exploited. So sabi nila, paano ba natin makamit yung basic goods lang? Kasi kahit yung basic commodities like food and other provisions ay talagang naging challenge na sa kanila. So the Rochdale Pioneers, they thought of organizing a movement or an organization with the main goal of providing affordable alternative to poor quality and adulterated food and provisions. Kasi nung panahon na yun, mahal lang ang mga bilihin. Dinadaya pa sila ng mga sari-sari store o mga grocery store owners. Dinadagdagan ng chalk, yung harina, or dinadaya yung tawag dito, yung mga tawag siya, yung pag-weigh ng mga harina o mga asukal, ganyan. Yan. Gets nila yun. So, sabi nila, paano ba tayo paano ba natin labanan itong mga kapitalista na to? Do we stand a chance? Meron ba tayong laban sa kanila? So what they did is they pooled their scarce resources together. Sabi nila, wala tayong capacity to compete with them because we don't have the capital. Pero pag tayo nagsama-sama, pooling our resources together, baka naman. At with our pooled resources, we can buy at a more reasonable price yung mga basic items na kailangan natin para mabuhay. So the first few items that they have sold in their cooperative consumer store were flour, oatmeal, sugar, and butter. So ito lang talaga, pinaka-basic lang na needs. So based on their food resources. So parang napatunayan nila na kaya naman pala na if we work together and if we unite and cooperate and commit ourselves to supporting our enterprise, our cooperative consumer store, we can survive and we can even create better opportunities for ourselves by working together. So napatunayan nila yon, and they have also made some innovations with how they conduct the business. Diba? Yung mga grocery store owners, mga malalaking sari-sari store, dinadaya nila yung timbangan, dinadagdagan nila ng mga pampabigat. The Rochdale Pioneers decided deliberately to base their operations on values of honesty, openness, and respect that they should be able to share in the profits. Sabi nila, kung ginagawa nila yan, it's time for us to do something different, to make a change doon sa business model ng mga ibang kapitalista. Kasi tayo din naman yung makikinabang dito. Dapat yung pamamaraan natin kung paano i-manage yung negosyo, dapat grounded siya doon sa mga basic na values na in the end or in the long term, ito naman talaga ang magdadala sa atin sa objective na gusto natin. At the same time, yung bawat miyembro ay owner. So they have a democratic right. They have a say in the business because they contributed. Meron silang taya doon sa negosyo. And the experience of the Rochdale pioneers, talagang naging successful yung kanilang, kumbaga, experiment of organizing a consumer store that it also spread to different parts of the world. And the concept of cooperatives started as a consumer store have also been used in different sectors. Diba? So, hindi lang consumer cooperatives. Meron ng savings and credit, meron ng transport, meron ng educational cooperatives, meron ng, ano pa ba, mga iba't iba pang forms ng co-op. So, napatunayan nila na pwede palang gamitin yung ganitong model of working together. So, today, andito pa rin yung first consumer store that was organized in 1844. Now, it's still there. Now, a museum at 31 Toad Lane Street in England. So, if you happen to visit the area, baka pwede rin kayong mag-learning visit dito para makita kung saan nag-umpisa yung birthplace ng cooperative movement in the world. Ayan. So, ang learning nila, kailangan na since it's their business, sila din ang magtangkilik, mag-patronize nito. And they should do their best na palaguin ito and to slowly expand the business. And they call the enterprise cooperative kasi kailangan ng cooperation ng bawat isa. So, ganun lang naman kasimple. Bakit cooperative? It's based on its success or failure is dependent on the level of cooperation and support of the owners and the members. And as I've said, the success of the first cooperative store was replicated by other sectors. Na makikita natin later, iba't ibang mga sectors ay ginamit na rin ang cooperative model. Ayan. Sa Pilipinas, kailan ba nagsimula ang co-ops? Ayan. Matagal na rin. Our national hero, Jose Rizal, and Teodoro Sandico, sila yung nagdala ng concept ng cooperatives in the Philippines. So talagang matagal na rin. Pag naalala natin si Rizal, di ba, ano din siya? Overseas Filipino din siya. Nagtrabaho siya, nag-aral sa ibang bansa. Andun siya sa Germany, sa Europe, during the Industrial Revolution. And he saw firsthand the benefits of organizing the people to create like an enterprise that is owned, managed, and led, organized by the people themselves. And the people gets to share the profit. So nakita niya yun, yung kumbaga success ng Rochdale model, dinala niya sa Pilipinas. Alam naman natin that he was exiled in Dapitan, pero during his exile, he used it productively to put up the first cooperative school for the poor community. And he also established a store and the Society of Abaca Producers. So napaka-productive pa rin, di ba, yung time ni Rizal during his exile. He put into good use the learning and the exposure he gained from his overseas exposure or travel, and shared it to his fellow Filipinos. Kaya sinasabi talaga natin na yung ating contribution sa nation building ay hindi lang nakasalalay sa pera. Pwede rin yung mga innovative ideas, yung mga solutions na pwede nating makontribute sa community can have a lasting impact na pwede rin mapakinabangan ng ating mga kababayan. Ayan. So yun, yung first introduction of cooperatives in the Philippines during the time of Rizal. And also Teodoro Sandico, he was also working and studying overseas, isa din siyang overseas Filipino, at sa kanyang travel, na-inspire din siya sa Raiffeisen movement in Germany. Kaya pagbalik niya sa Pilipinas, in-implement niya yung mga observations niya. And since he was a governor, he was a politician, he used the opportunity to pass a law in 1914. So as early as 1914, meron na po tayong rural credit law or yung first law related to cooperatives. So matagal na rin pala yung cooperative movement in the Philippines. Hindi lang siguro naging mabilis yung kanyang paglago at pag-expand sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas. Ayan. So the co-op movement in the Philippines is quite long already, colorful history. And one of the things talaga na na-inspire tayo ay dinala siya ng mga OFs din, Overseas Filipinos, na nakita nila yung value ng kanilang mga na-experience abroad. At talagang hindi nila sinayang kung ano man yung magagandang nakita nila at dinala nila dito sa Pilipinas. And now, we are enjoying the benefits. Ayan. So ngayon, fast forward to 2025. So there are 20,105 registered cooperatives in the Philippines. At marami din siyang mga workers. So it's also a way to not only develop the local economy but also provide a decent employment to our kababayans in different parts and regions of the Philippines. Ayan. By the way, pag may mga questions po kayo, you can raise your hand. Kasi tuloy-tuloy po ako. Please let us know if you have questions. Or maybe we could allot time for the Q&A later. Please take note of your questions po ha. Kasi pwede naman natin pag-usapan yan later doon sa ating Q&A part. Or you can also chat. Pwede nyo pong i-request yung ating secretariat to post your questions on our chat box para makita rin po natin. Ayan. So, eto po yung ating mga co-ops all over the Philippines. Ano ba ang pinakamarami dyan? Saan ba? Sa NCR. Ayan. Tsaka sa... Saan ba? NCR Region... actually, Region 3. Yan. So, siya nag-umpisa yung sa Bulacan, di ba? Yung kay Teodoro Sandico. Yan, doon talaga yung birthplace ng co-ops. Na talagang doon nag-spread yung co-op movement in Bulacan. Ayan. Almost all regions naman ay meron tayong mga co-ops siya. Ayan. At mga iba't ibang cluster. Sabi nga natin, nagsimula siya sa cooperative concept, cooperative consumer cooperatives back in the 1800s, but it expanded to more sectors and clusters. So currently, there are 6 clusters of cooperatives in the Philippines. May finance, ito yung ating mga savings and credit. Ito yung nagbibigay sa atin ng mga loans, savings, investments, wealth building products. Meron din tayong CMPL or Consumer Marketing, Producers, and Logistics. Kasi marami din po mga co-ops na tawag dito, yung mga forwarding. Meron din tayong mga co-ops na ang mga members ay mga online microsellers. So yung mga logistics or service. Ayan, human services. Meron din mga co-ops na into health. May mga co-ops na merong hospitals. Yung mga medical mission group cooperatives. Housing co-ops, workers and labor service. Meron ding advocacy. Meron mga co-ops na ang kanila namang goal is to raise awareness, education, advocacy, yung mga unions natin, federations like NATCO. Ayan. Agriculture, syempre marami po mga agri-co-ops pa rin sa Pilipinas. Yung agrarian reform, aquaculture, yung mga farmers natin. Marami din pong dairy co-ops, especially in Bukidnon, mga Mindanao. Ayan, fisher folks, meron din silang mga na-organize sa mga agri-co-ops. And also utilities. Water, electricity, communications, transport. Sa transport, mas marami ngayon because of yung ano dati, di ba? Yung talagang nag-transition na into modern jeepneys. So marami po sa mga co-ops natin ay yung mga transport cooperatives ay na-organized dahil doon sa ano na yun, sa batas na yun. Ayan. Sizes of cooperatives. Pag sinabing micro, ang kanyang assets ay 3 million and below. 3 million, ayan, within 3 million. Ang small naman ay 15M, medium, 100 million, large, 100 million and above, and billionaire, of course, 1 billion ang kanyang total assets. So in the Philippines right now, there are 90 billionaire cooperatives. So madami-dami na rin po na mga talaga masasabi natin strong, safe, and sound cooperatives na talagang they have been there for more than 50 years. So we are confident na talagang they have established their credibility as a financial institution in the Philippines. At yung mga co-ops na ipapakilala po natin, it are part of that large and billionaire cooperatives. At eto naman yung mga statistics natin. Ayan, and globally. Hindi lang sa Pilipinas, actually mas progressive yung mga co-ops in different parts of the world, like in France, in the Netherlands, Rabobank, yung pinaka malaking chain of banks in the Netherlands are cooperatives. Most of the farmer stores or organizations in Japan are cooperatives. And also the famous Mondragon co-ops in Spain and also in South Korea. So mas developed pa yung mga cooperative movements in different parts of the world. And we hope that the Philippines can also sustain yung kaniyang growth para din napasama naman siya sa mga top cooperatives in the world. So why are we passionate about sharing co-ops to our overseas Filipinos? Because we believe that when we save and invest in our co-ops, those that can be found in our municipalities and communities, we are also supporting the economic activities of the farmers, fisher folks, and entrepreneurs. Kasi ito yung mga sectors na ito na usually naiiwanan. Hindi naman nagpapahiram yung mga bangko natin sa mga maliliit na mga entrepreneurs or sa mga farmers, mga mangingisda. So our cooperatives are there to provide financial services and access to financial services. So indirectly, when we become members of the cooperative, we're also helping mobilize the local economy. Kasi hindi naman, sabi nga natin kanina, yung mga malalaking negosyo, hindi yan nag-i-invest sa mga maliliit na komunidad. So we are grateful that organizations, social enterprises like cooperatives are present in this, sabi nga natin, last mile communities. So ano ba yung co-ops? Ano ba yung pagkakaiba niya sa iba't ibang forms ng investments or financial institutions? So ito yung definition ng International Cooperative Alliance. Autonomous association of persons. This is quite self-explanatory, pero ano lang din natin, himayin lang din natin. Voluntarily to meet their common economic, social, and cultural needs and aspirations through a jointly owned and democratically controlled enterprise. So, association of persons, ibig sabihin, nagsama-sama tayo because we want to achieve our goals. Meron tayong needs na gustong i-fulfill. Walang nag-force sa atin na mag-organize. At ang ating way of doing it is self-help, tulungan yung sarili, at the same time, mutual cooperation. So while we are helping ourselves, we are also helping others. Ang economic model niya, as an enterprise, as members, we are the owners. Walang isang nagmamay-ari nito. Member-controlled, we are also leading it. And because it's ours, we are the ones patronizing the products and services. Ayan. At meron din mga values. Sabi nga natin yung reason kung bakit naging successful ang Rushdie Pioneers ay ang paggamit nila ng pagbalik nila doon sa pinaka-basic na dapat i-anchor yung negosyo sa mga importanteng values. So meron tayong values ng self-help, self-responsibility, democracy, equality, equity, and solidarity, honesty, openness, social responsibility, and caring for others. So ito yung foundational values ng co-ops. At kung paano ito sinasabuhay, meron tayong tinatawag na principles. So we have 7 co-op principles which we will explore one by one. Ayan, open and voluntary membership. Ibig sabihin, every person who is willing to accept the responsibilities of a member can participate as long as he is of major age at wala itong discrimination kung ano man yung gender, political, or religious affiliation. So yun yung pinakauna. You will not be forced to join. It will be based on your own volition and yung desire mo to participate. Ayan. Yan. Open and voluntary membership. By the way, we'll also give you copy of this presentation so you can also review later. The second principle is democratic member control. Sabi nga natin, as members of the cooperative, we are also the owners. So, ang pinakamataas na tao sa structure ng cooperative is not the chairperson, the CEO, or the manager, but the General Assembly. So, lahat ng mga miyembro in good standing na nagsama-sama, sila ang pinaka-highest governing body of a cooperative, not a single person or the head of the cooperative. At the same time, may tinatawag tayong one member, one vote. So regardless of your share capital contribution, kasi usually, di ba, sa mga malalaking corporations, if you have more share, you have more voice, you have more votes. Sa co-op naman, one member, one vote, regardless of the amount of your contribution to the cooperative. Ayan. The third principle is member economic participation. Ibig sabihin, ang paglago ng ating organization ay nakadepende sa ating pagtangkilik dito. That's why we have our share capital contribution. Diba? Nag-contribute tayo niyan bilang mga may-ari, and we also have the responsibility to grow that capital over time. We also have the responsibility to patronize the products and services of the cooperative. Kasi yun lang yung way din natin para ma-ensure yung growth ng ating co-op. Ayan. Member economic participation. The fourth is, eto muna, mga importanteng terms lang na dapat familiar tayo. Net surplus. Net surplus, eto yung, kumbaga, income na na-generate ng co-op in one particular year. So, lahat ng mga kita natin, bawas yung mga expenses and mga payments, meron tayong net surplus. At ang net surplus natin, hindi napupunta sa isang tao. Yan ay pinaghahati-hatian. Binabalik din sa mga members in the form of patronage refund and interest on share capital, or yung tinatawag nating dividends. So 70% of the net surplus of the cooperative is being given back to the members. Ang patronage refund po, ito yung ating, yung amount na na-enjoy natin, na nare-receive natin if we patronize the service of the cooperative. For example, pag savings and credit, di ba? Pag nangutang ka sa co-op, a portion of your interest ay ibabalik din sa'yo. So, kumbaga meron kang reward points. Pero yung reward points mo, na-enjoy mo yun. Binabalik yan sa'yo in the form of money. So you have a choice if you will withdraw it or you will plow it back to your savings or to your share capital. Ayan. Tapos yung dividend, syempre may share capital ka, nag-earn yan ng dividend every year. So yun yung way mo to earn in the cooperative. Ayan. The fourth principle, autonomy and independence. Ibig sabihin, cooperatives are autonomous organizations. They should not be influenced by any institutions, the only people who can influence the cooperative are the members. Kasi sila yung owners ng organization. Kaya yung mga politicians natin, yung mga government officials, mga mayors up to the barangay level, hindi sila pwedeng maging officers ng cooperative. Ayan. The fifth principle is education, training, and information. Ito naman ang ating commitment to continuous learning. Kaya yung ginagawa natin ngayon, this can already be your pre-membership education seminar. So if you plan to be a member of the cooperative, I can link you to a co-op in your province para you can already start. Kasi we will also issue a certificate of participation or attendance to you participating in this forum. So, ito initial lang, but there will be continuous learning that the cooperative will provide you. Kasi importante yung tuloy-tuloy na pag-aral. Ayan. The sixth principle, cooperation among cooperatives. NATCO is a national federation. At ang NATCO ay member din ng isang international federation. At ang mga primary cooperatives, ibig sabihin ng primary cooperatives, ang mga members nila ay individuals like us. Federations, ang members nila ay mga co-ops. So there is a relationship among co-ops and they help each other. Yan yung parang dynamics ng mga cooperatives all over the world. Now they are helping each other. There is a support from the local to the national to the international. And finally, concern for the community, the seventh principle. A percentage of the net surplus of the cooperative is allocated for community development programs, and that is being mandated by law. So, in portion ng kita ng co-op, 3% of that goes to programs that support the needs of the community. So it can be education, it can be disaster reduction and management, or environmental programs, or kung ano man yung pangangailangan ng co-ops. Isa talaga siya sa mga principles na dapat ina-uphold ng co-ops. Kasi we are part of the community, dapat lang din na yung benefits ay mag-expand din sa community kung saan tayo nag-ooperate. Ayan. I hope na buha natin kahit mabilis yung 7 principles na yon. This time, we will just review briefly the difference between co-ops and other private companies or financial institutions. Ayan. So we can see here, dito sa ating screen, ang government regulator ng mga co-ops ay Cooperative Development Authority or CDA. Ayan. Ang ownership, syempre sa co-ops ay all the members are owners. But in the partnership or corporation, they're being called stockholders. Ayan. Income taxes, one of the benefits of a cooperative membership ay exempted tayo sa income, sa tax. So which means the interest that we gain from our savings or deposits, we can enjoy it full kasi hindi siya binabawasan. Malaki din po kasi yung tax, di ba? Ng mga savings sa bangko. Kaya isa ito sa mga benefits kasi talagang buo yung makukuha natin. Products and services given to the members, the income or the net surplus is being shared by all via dividends and patronage refund, as we have explained a while ago. Sa business concern, sabi nga natin, members vote on issue, 1 vote per member. 1 member, 1 vote. Sa partnership naman, syempre, depends on the share that you own or hold in the corporation. Ayan. So, ito yung parang, way to like differentiate the cooperative. And as to the interest, makikita natin, ayan, time deposit, it can go as high as 7 or 8, depending sa amount and sa terms. In the co-op, you are an owner, so that means you have dividends, and it can go as high as 12%, depende sa profitability ng operation ng co-op on that particular year. So, withholding tax, we are tax exempt, so malaking benefit din yan. And documentary requirements, very simple lang naman because we want it to be more member-friendly. Ayan. So if you are on, your goal for the year is to grow your money, at the same time, you want to also explore entrepreneurial goals in the future, to save for the future. And by doing that, you want to help the community. I think we believe that cooperative membership is the way to go. Ayan. Sige, wealth building for OFWs. Nabanggit na po natin ito kanina. Yung financial resilience na mga elements, anim na elements ng financial resilience. And we're also being reminded ng complete formula for wealth. Diba? Meron kang pera, syempre may time. Kailangan mo mag-ipon as early as possible. Pero kung nag-start ka late, it's okay. You can still catch up. Importante din po yung rate of return, di ba? Kasi yan din ay tumutulong kung gaano kabilis mag-grow ang inyong pera. At ibabawas po yan yung inflation. Kasi di ba, pag outrun ng inflation, yung interest rate, parang wala ka rin namang na-earn pagdating ng panahon. Kasi yung value niya nadi-diminish. And also less the taxes. So malaking bagay po na yung ating investments or savings ay wala ng tax. Kasi mas mabilis yung ating pag-build ng wealth. And that is also one of the benefits ng ating cooperative membership. So how can we grow our money in the co-op? Maraming paraan po. We have monthly learning session that we also hold for free if you want to learn more about co-ops. We feature different co-ops from the different provinces so you can ask more in detail. Kasi ito parang orientation ng kumbaga, for all. Later on, ipapakita natin yan. So ito yung mga ways how we can grow our money in the co-op. So we have our interest. We have our time deposit. Pwede rin naman yan. Our savings, of course, the dividends that we enjoy. We have our patronage refund. Most of the co-ops have integrated their insurance services to the different products and services. And since you are part of a larger network of members, mas maliit na lang yung binabayaran mo kasi marami na kayo nag-share. And business development services. Kasi yung ating pagiging entrepreneur, hindi lang naman pera ang kailangan. Di ba? Minsan kailangan din natin ng network, kailangan natin ng guidance, kailangan natin ng mentors. So, ito naman yung binibigay, yung mga business development services natin. So, you can also apply for enterprise loan, housing loan, auto loan, or any kind of needs that you want to avail. Diba? Kasi iba-iba naman yung pangangailangan natin. Again, you can learn more about this sa ating mga learning sessions sa mga iba't ibang co-ops. So, ito ipakita lang natin. Bilis ng oras, alas 12 na pala. So, ito yung mga partner co-ops natin in Luzon. Anyway, again, we will share with you and you can check yung ating mga tawag dito, mga partner co-ops in the Visayas. Ayan. Maybe some of you are familiar with the names of these co-ops and in Mindanao. Ayan. Anyway, pag members na po kayo ng mga co-ops na wala dito, as long as you are benefiting from that co-op, it's okay. Hindi naman kailangan talaga na nakasama dito. Ang benefit lang kasi pag nakasama dito sa ating mga partners, nasala na namin sila. So they are already large and billionaire co-ops. They have operated for at least 20 years. They have at least 5,000 members. One of our co-ops, halimbawa yung Aura Integrated, they have more than 100,000 members. So talagang wide network na. They have at least 3 branches. They are part of the NATCO system, so they are part of the stabilization fund of NATCO. So we have a way to inspect, to regulate them, and to check how stable they are regularly. So that means you are confident that the organization that you are a part of is a safe and sound organization. They are growing sustainably, they are consistent in their net surplus, and they have a mindset for development because serving the overseas Filipinos is already part of their goal or mission. Ayan. So, ito yung mga wealth building package. Siyempre, pag nagpa-member ka, dapat may share capital. Then, you can apply for different types of savings. You can open your savings account. It can be commitment type and purposive. That means very specific sa need mo. Then, there are incentives. So, there are financial products and services. And also add-ons. There are services that are non-financial, but also beneficial to your wealth building goal. Ayan. Now, if you are interested to learn more about co-ops, and if you want to be linked to a co-op in your province or municipality, you can scan this linkage form, and once you have completed the form, we will link you to the focal person of that particular cooperative, and you can continue learning more. Kasi ito parang very short lang, isang oras lang tayo. But, yung mga co-ops kasi natin, iba't-iba din yung kanilang produkto, yung kanilang mga services. So, mas maganda na ma-continue nyo yung pag-aaral by learning more about a particular co-op. Kasi yung pinakita natin ang pangkalahatan mo. So, you can scan the QR code that can be seen on our slide here. And after you have signed it, our staff will link you to a particular co-op in your province. And you can continue inquiring about their products and services. Okay? Yun na lang muna. Kasi next time, if we have more time, we can discuss in detail yung mga services nila. Also, if you are from Iloilo, Antique, Aklan, you can also join our monthly co-op conversations that will happen on February 15, 6 p.m. via Zoom, where we will feature our partner cooperative from Panay, which is Marpaza Multipurpose Cooperative. Ayan. This learning session or this online show is free. This is open for all. You can invite your family members para sila din ay maging aware. So this is like usapang mga cooperative services, kung ano yung mga binibigay nila for OFWs, at ano pa yung mga benefits na pwede natin ma-enjoy as an OFW. So you are welcome to join. You can scan the QR code to join the conversation. Again, February 15 at 6 p.m. Ayan. Also, you can like our Facebook page kasi andun lahat ng mga updates natin. NATCO Diaspora Program. Ayan. So, pwede nyo mahanap sa Facebook and you can like kasi may yung mga events natin, makikita po natin dyan, and including yan yung monthly co-op conversation natin where we feature co-op from different provinces every month for us to learn more about them. Okay, this time we are open for Q&A.
Thank you so much, Miss Lazalet. Marami tayong natutunan today, di ba? Parang wala. Ang dami na ng tanong. Okay, so
Diretso ako, no?
may tanong po tayo. May tanong po tayo from Facebook, from Celeste de la Fuente. Ang tanong po, paano po ba malalaman if legit yung co-op na pwede pag-investan?
Madami kasi co-ops sa Pilipinas, di ba? Nakita natin kanina, Miss Ian, 20,000. Di ba? So, ang masasabi ko lang, para mas maging safe kayo, yung nakita natin mga list ng co-ops na yun yung pinaka-safe. However, you can check with the Cooperative Development Authority yung legitimacy ng co-ops. At kanina din, pinakita natin yung mga requirements, di ba? Dapat more than 20 years. Dapat malago siya continuously. Dapat marami siyang branches. Maganda yung kanyang reputation or image sa community. Nagbibigay siya ng dividends and patronage funds sa mga miyembro. Ayan. So, yun yung mga tinitingnan natin.
May website po ba tayo or list of licensed or legal cooperatives?
Yes, the CDA, the Cooperative Development Authority, has a website. You can check from there. But, you can check further because minsan basic yan yung legal eh. There are important elements of a co-op that goes beyond its legal aspect. Yung kanyang profitability, yung kanyang financial standing, marami yan. So, kung basic lang, makikita mo kung legal ba siya, kung legit ba siya, you can check the website of the Cooperative Development Authority.
Okay, thank
You
you.
can also message us via our Facebook page if you want to learn more and maybe we can guide you further.
Ayan, salamat. Dito ba sa ating audience, meron bang gusto magtanong?
Ayan, sige, tanong lang po kayo.
Yes,
Or baka
ma'am.
meron kayong insight.
Yeah, ma'am. I heard about the word vote because what I know for vote is vote the politician. So what vote is stand for in the cooperative?
Ano ba?
The vote.
Vote? Vote?
Yeah. Voting.
Boto.
Voto.
Tama ba? Boto?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Kasi tayo yung bumoboto ng ating mga officers in the co-op. Ba, yung mga organizations, merong mga officers, so merong board of directors, merong mga committee members, meron yung audit, election, education committee, audit, election, mediation, iba't ibang committees, at syempre yung ating board of directors. Bilang mga miyembro at bilang may-ari ng co-op, tayo yung bumuboto sa kanila. At tayo din, bilang mga miyembro, we have the right to apply for nomination. Pwede tayo magpa-elect din. Kasi we are also part, di ba? Sa atin din naman nanggagaling yung mga pool of leaders in the co-op. So as a member, we have one vote. Kasi yung mga corporations kasi, pag marami kang share, di ba, mas marami kang vote. But in the co-op, we have one member, one vote. So regardless kung gaano man kalaki ang share capital mo in the co-op, you can still get one vote. So you get to vote kung sinong leader sa co-op ang gusto mo iboto para mag-lead ng co-op natin. Yan. So yun po ibig sabihin ng vote. Yung politician, ng sinasabi ko kanina, because we are an autonomous organization, hindi natin pwedeng isama sa mga list of nominees sa ating co-op, yung mga officials, yung mga from the Senate up to the barangay captain. Kasi alam naman natin very influential sila. So yun yung way natin to protect ourselves na hindi tayo ma-influence ng mga people around us. Ayan. So tayo bilang mga members. So even if a politician is a member of the co-op, may limitation siya. Hindi siya pwedeng iboto.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Another question about the deposit time for that. How to compute it? For example, you deposit 30K. The interest rate is 3.5% per annum. So, how much is it?
Yung 3.5 po example lang yan. Kasi iba't ibang co-ops, iba't ibang tawag dito rate.
For
So
example,
pag
30K.
3.5, that would be 1,050 per annum without tax. So ang value kasi niyan, pag nilock mo yung savings mo for halimbawa 3 years, mas malaki din yung ma-generate na interest. At kung malaki din yung amount. So kung 30,000 is 1,050. And ang goal naman ng wealth building, di ba? Hindi naman immediate yan. It is a slow, deliberate process. Yung pagyaman, hindi yan pura mismo. So, kailangan i-build it over time. Kasi, nagkaroon kaya, syempre, hindi mo agad makukuha malaki. You have to wait and build it. Kasi one of the elements of wealth building is time. Unless siguro na manalo tayo ng loto, di ba? Sabihin yun.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Vivian. Thank you, Miss Lazalet. One last. I'm conscious of time because Miss Lazalet needs to do something. So I'm conscious of time. One last question po, okay pa? Yes, ma'am.
You can also gather their questions and you can send it to me.
May tanong pa daw po. Pwede pang one last or wala na kayong time? Okay, one last question.
Go ahead, Nan.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, tanong ko lang po, hindi po ba difficult sa amin as an OFW kung mag-join kami sa cooperative, like meetings or any other na wala kami? Paano po yun?
Sinasabi na po natin ngayon na ating world is getting more borderless. So, hindi naman kailangan physically present tayo. Kaya yung mga co-ops natin, they are open to the idea that really the overseas Filipinos could not attend in-person meetings. Kaya may mga hybrid setup na tayo. Tsaka yung mga events like this, yung pre-membership seminar natin, orientation can be done virtually. You can apply for membership via the website or by submitting the forms online. And later on, when you go back home, syempre dapat bisitahin mo rin, diba? Para makita mo rin yung organization na sinasalihan mo sa dalawang mata mo. But everything now can be done online. Yung membership po, hindi naman na ako pumupunta sa office. Kahit sa Manila lang yan, hindi ko naman yan pinupuntahan physically, especially with the traffic. So I'll just email, send all the requirements. If I save, I just send it to their bank account. They just give me the receipt. If I apply for a loan, they send it. I send the requirements and they also send it via online. So, ano na ngayon? Kumbaga, ano na tayo? Digital world na. So, there are kumbaga, opportunities for us to participate kahit wala tayo physically.
Thank you daw po. Thank you. Palakpakan namin natin si Miss Lazalet. Ma'am, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you sa ating mga viewers sa Facebook. If you would like to have more questions, please send it to me and then we can send it to Miss Lazalet and I'm sure she'd be more happy to answer ang ating mga katanungan. Okay? Salamat sa inyo today. Yes po.
Yung ating email sa chat box, so you can also email
okay. So, ang email address ay... You can also email Miss Lazalet para mas maano. So, lmgumban@natco.co. Okay?
Thank you po.
Nakuha na po yung lahat? Hindi pa daw po. Okay. Hindi pa. Okay. Ma'am, maraming salamat. Alam ko, rush kayo, but you still gave time for us. So, sa uulitin po, ma'am.
Yes, sa ulitin. Next time, mas mahaba yung time.
Aswaba yung talas. Okay. Okay, maraming salamat. Bye-bye po. Enjoy the rest of the day. Salamat po.
Nag-high school lang ka dati. Manantang namin ka.
Okay, thank you so much sa lahat. May natutunan ba tayo?
2007.
May mas knowledge na ba tayo ngayon sa cooperatives?
Yes.
Okay. Okay siya, no? Kasi walang interest, walang tax, at mas malaki ang
Payatang mas
diba? So, isang option natin yan para paghandaan ang pag-uwi natin sa Pilipinas. Okay. Ngayon, may request po ako sa inyo. Uy, gutom na ba ang lahat? Parang maingay na. Okay. So, as always, your feedback is very important to us. Medyo marami po tayo ngayon. Hopefully, lahat po makasagot ng ating feedback form. Pa-scan po ng feedback, please give your honest review. 1 is the lowest score, or hindi pala 1. Disagree, and the highest is the top of the right. Okay? Lasalet Gumban is the name of the speaker. Lasalet. Lasalette. Lasalet Gumban. Wala nalagay dito. Usually nilalagay ko. Lasalet. Lasalet po. L-A-S-A. Nasa form po. Nasa form. Sa taas. Lasalet Gumban. If you have questions sa mga mag-e-enroll po sa ating classes, please approach our ambassadors. Ambassadors, kaway-kaway kayo. Tayo yung mga ambassadors. Approach them kung gusto nyo mag-enroll sa mga classes natin.
Ano na yung training? Yung ano yung feedback na sa trainer? Wala mo, ganyan yan. Feedback na natin yung nag-ano sa atin.
Na-picture ako dito.
Ano niya, yung nag-ano yung ano na, yung feeling. Or pwede din Zoom. Pwede din Zoom. Okay, Zoom na lang.
Ngayon ko lang narinig ang pangalan ng Lasa.
Di ba marami pa ako
Lasalet.
Oh, double. Ano lang wala. Sabi mo na lang sa itong ate. Oo. Isa ng L, di ba? Gumban. Pwede niyo daw po siya. Gumban.
Lasalet.
Oh, gumban.
Lasalet.
Thank you kay Iris. Iris, thank you so much. At kay Maya.
Ano it?
Basta, ang oras niya, sabihin mo na rin ang number.
Di ba? Ito yan. Kasay?
Oh.
Wala na?
Dapat, baba.
Kasi may ipuntan ko siya ng kaya sabi niya, ay sabi ko, ay makikinig na lang. Kasama ko siya ngayon. May kasama po siya, tatlong. Opo, may kasama siya.
Ako na. Thank you so much.
Ikaw mo, ano.
Ah, sige, tanong ko. Ate, gabi ka.
Oh, sige, mabalin mo. Ano, mga 9 o'clock. Priya.
Amerika. Aman to ba?
Aman na siya para sagutan niya.
Hindi. Mga 9 ba? Sige, kausapin mo po.
Hello po, ma'am. Ayun niya ba itong hello, coach? Hello po. Okay lang po. Pwede po mag-send na lang po kayo sa email po. Free pa ako ng kasi-uwi ako ng 8 o 7 po. So, pwede po ako sa component. Sige po. Thank you po. Salamat po. Ay, siya pala yan. Nag-grab.
Nasa loob po ako nito. Sige po, mag-usap na lang po kayo. Sige po, bakit? Hindi pa po kami lumakas.